in. Okay. And yes, now this is working, so this is good. We're making progress here. Can you see? Hold on one second. Victoria, do you have permission, ma'am?
Sure.
Okay.
I typed mine out in class while you were doing it, so I don't care. Use mine. It would look exactly like
I pulled it up thinking I had finished. Okay, perfect. All right. So I don't know if you guys have seen this before in class, whatever the cool thing about this when you guys get it for purposes of this one, how I can make little comments over there. I kind of like to put them right on the paper though, so I don't know why it's doing that wacky thing. You should be able to write right on there.
Close your eyes.
So that's how it's drop. No, I don't drop.
Oh, there we go. Very nice. And see, when you get it, you should be able to pull up the comments, okay? All right. Okay, so let's see. So we have our caption information, case number and all that kind of stuff. Our plaintiff information here. Okay, good. Our comma, versus, comma, the defendant. We see all that. Motion to continue trial date. Good. We have our, let's go through and sort of look at our main components and then we'll come back and look at substance, okay? So let's see here. What are we missing on the first page in terms of our formatting though?
Attorney stuff?
Yeah, we need that information.
I thought about that, but I didn't really know. I was gonna do it, but I talked myself out of it.
Okay, it's okay. That's why we're just doing. So this is what we call feedback. You say, okay, cool, I got that. Now make it a note of that. We'll go back and fix that, okay? All right, so put that there. Did I write on this thing?
No, that's
Okay.
But I thought you should dry erase over it.
Oh, that's on the screen. It's on the thing here though.
Yeah, it's on the board.
Okay.
My
All
English
right.
teacher did it.
So let's see. So our attorney information there. Let's keep going. Let's see. We have our caption information. Our footer matches the caption. That's really good. We have our page number. All right. Our categories here. Our motion. Our declaration. Our authority. Relief start. Okay. Well, anything we notice about the formatting here? Let me go back up here too.
On the,
So look at this. Yes, ma'am?
is it the margin?
Yes, it's the margin. So we want consistency with the margin information, okay? So see here, this is great. You got over here, I can tell you tab one time and you started your language, right?
Yeah.
Then we get down here to the bottom part here, we got the same thing here, okay? Tab over, and to the extent that our margin, I'm pointing to the computer like you can see my finger. Let me go over here. So we're gonna start over here, and then you'll tab that first line so you have an ended paragraph, okay? All right, release, so same thing here, and then we'll go ahead, only because you're gonna find it's gonna be so much easier for your attorney. You're gonna go ahead and draw that underline there, then put the month and year, and then that way you print that final thing out for your attorney. They're like, okay, this is good. They're just gonna be able to fill in that date and sign, okay? All right. Let's see here. Okay, good. Okay, now let's go back and actually read. Okay, comes now. Plaintiff Bobby Jones by and through his attorney, so-and-so. That is long, nice name. Respectfully request this court for continuance to the hearing currently scheduled. So, scheduled. Currently scheduled.
Oh.
Put a D on the end there. Because you guys know this, right? You become great editors, okay? Because you're gonna have some attorneys that write brilliantly for you, and you're gonna have some attorneys that are like, "Are you kidding me? And this person has a JD degree? Seriously?" And so you become really great editors, okay? All right. So currently scheduled for December 4th. Know that this motion is brought pursuant to. We have our rule and based upon the files and records hearing. Okay with that? Good. Declaration. Attorney of record, case involving the cause of action negligence, trial forensic law, first trial setting. So that was pretty from most of our standard kind of language that we had in there. Good. So we're just reading for typos and spellings and things like that. Got your authority, we talked about that. This motion, which allows the court to grant a written motion supported by a declaration showing sufficient grounds to set a new trial, and I think we kind of played with the language here, right? We were drafting this, so a written motion for blank. A written motion for what? You know what I mean? Just to make it clear. Okay? Based upon foregoing, we're sort of question. Okay, good. All right. So this is pretty good. Okay, we fixed those couple of things there. Huh?
Can I see the footer again?
You want to see the footer? Yeah.
Is there, you needed like the turning information?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the things. That was one of the first things that come in. No, we're good. We're good.
Blank.
Are we allowed to resubmit?
Are you
I
around to
know,
what?
I'm like,
Yes.
I mean, I submitted it. I just,
Perfect.
do you know how like you gave us 2 options for the authority?
Yeah.
I may have left one.
That's okay. That's all right. Okay. All right. So Victoria, now we're gonna go to. Oh, hold on 1 second. Let me pull up the name so I can ask a question. Kylie. Yes. No. You don't have. There's no peer pressure. Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. State of Washington, Pierce County District Court. Motion and declaration for continuation trial. Okay, I like it. Okay, as long as we're consistent in the caption. Very good. And we're consistent in the footer there. Nice. We have our training information there. Awesome. All right, we have motion, declaration, our authority, relief sought. Awesome. We got a blank space here. All right, cool. Now let's go back up and read for substance. You guys okay? Mm-hmm. All right. Comes down, blah. Honorable court. This is very formal. That's okay. That's very good. So just whatever you do is be consistent. Honorable court for a continuance of the hearing currently scheduled for December. This motion brought pursuant to the rule based upon very good. All right.
Why does everyone have schedule instead of schedule?
Maybe mine got passed.
I don't know, or I could have very well.
No, it was in my error. I copied straight from you.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You should have edited it.
Yeah.
Damn.
See, I need some good paralegals, you guys. I'm waiting for you. Okay. All right. All right. I Kylie hereby. Oh my gosh! I should tell you guys this. Did you know that you can be admitted as a layperson into tribal courts? You guys know that? I didn't know that. I did not know that. But you can sort of assist people in hearings in tribal court. But you have to be admitted into the court, though. And you have to have a person know someone so they can come and be with you when you get sworn in. Yeah. I just found that out. Anyway, just thought I'd share that tip with you. Okay. So anyway, so lots of different things that you guys have a potential to do. Okay. I am the attorney working with plaintiff in the above caption matter. We're going to talk records you're in. Case blah blah. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Keep going. So read for typos, spelling, things like that. Look at authority, motion brought pursuant to Pierce County local rule, which allows the court to grant a motion to continue. See, this is the thing that we were pointing out in the last one. Grant a motion, but it was unclear, right? Until we got to the end of the sentence where it said we're new grounds for trial continuance. But here we have it right up front. Court to grant a motion to continue a trial based, immediately what the motion relates to. Where such is presented in writing for cases that's not governed by consent or no supported by declaration showing sufficient grounds. Okay. Right. I think that means she likes it. All right, really stop. Motion to continue the currently scheduled trial date. Very good. So this is a great. Good. You okay with that one? Yeah, I think you guys did get on this one. Okay, so laptop here. Chris Bobbis, do you have your permission? Is that fine? Okay. I was never sure. All right, in the Superior Court of Washington, in and for the Pierce County. This is a small thing. Most of the pleadings that you'll see me do, I'm always gonna have this single space. For me, just aesthetically, it looks better, but that was the one thing in yours, whatever, like it had. But I think you'll find, and you're feeling what programs people use, particularly in family law, people use that Family Soft program. A lot of people use a pleadings program called Family Software. Basically, you enter all the information for the parties, and then it's like a template, and it populates all your documents. So once you tell it, like, okay, I'm working on this sort of case, a motion, the dissolution. So it'll populate a list for you of all the pleadings that you need for that dissolution, the summons, the petition, financial declaration, and so forth. And so depending on if you're using that program or what version, sometimes it'll make your headings a certain way or whatever. I always go through and change it, but anyway, so just a stylistic thing. I can later. All right, motion to continue trial date. Got our comma, period. Good, case number and all that kind of stuff. All right, let's go down. Caption is consistent. We got our attorney information there. Motion, declaration, our authority, relief sought, signature line. Okay, generally we wouldn't have the month and date underlined, but that's a very small thing. Attorney's name, bar number. How come all the attorneys have the same bar number?
No,
1, 2, 3.
We're very creative.
Yeah. All right, let's go back up. So the substance should pretty much be the same. Comes down, plaintiff, blah, blah, blah. Respectfully moves this on the honorable court for continuance. With this honorable court for continuance, blah, blah. This motion is brought to the blah, blah. Okay, here we go. Okay, declaration.
Congratulations on being scheduled.
I know. That's what
Yeah. All right, cool. Very good. All right. So this looks good. Okay, good. All right. Okay, Tiffany, can we do? Yes, ma'am. Yep. All right. Now, Tiffany, why does your font look small?
I don't know.
Is that just me?
It's a template. No, it's smaller. It is smaller than the rest of mine that I printed off.
Okay.
Oh, why?
Motion and declaration will continue to trial date. Like it. Probably for your footer, just go ahead and put it on the other side. Like, just break this off, probably.
I tried it.
Do it over there. It wouldn't let you? You have to tell that computer.
I did.
You
and I
are the boss.
I couldn't do it.
I cannot be smarter than my computer.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right.
It's
Here.
because it's so long, and I'm like, you want to
No, I agree.
Or
It took from the caption and put it in the footer automatically.
it does. That specific one does, but the other ones I did, I had to type it.
Oh, you might just try. The only thing about it works here because of your attorney, whatever. But sometimes this tends to be a little bit more. In which case, you want it to blur into your footer information there. But all right. Let's see here. All right. Let's see. Comma, period up here. Motion, declaration, authority, relief sought. Okay, blame this date or whatever. Okay. Now let's see here. We got some interesting stuff happening with the margins over here. So that's a small fix, okay? All right, let's read for substance here. Comes now, plaintiff Bobby Jones, by his attorney, Harvard Smith, successfully moves this honorable court for a continuance of hearing currently scheduled for December. So typo there, we'll fix that. This motion is brought pursuant to the law based upon files records hearing, okay? All right, then we have a declaration piece. We have all the information we should have in there. Good. Authority. What were you saying about your authority?
There's two.
Yep, there are two.
You want?
It's the
I
same
just
thing,
wanted to
just reworded.
re-clarify to the court, you know?
Okay, got it.
Oh, it's the same thing.
All right, so
What did you mean by merchant? Is it because I just didn't indent that last one on the?
I don't know. I think it might be because the text already looks small to me, and it looks like it's very close to
The number.
to this over here. Unless it could be that because both of them are at the same time, like that it looks small and it's close. Maybe it's closer only because I think it already looks small.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like when I print it out, maybe I get a different feel.
Well, I'm gonna resubmit this.
Oh, okay. All right. So here we go then. So that's good. All right. These look good. Are you guys proud of these? Yeah, these look good. All right. Let's keep going
This way
here.
was much better than the other one.
All right.
Yeah, I understood what you wanted.
Okay. Angela, ma'am, you okay?
No, thank you.
Oh no, it's okay. But but have we said some things that are helpful about the other ones that you can incorporate? Do you have any specific questions about your draft at all? I don't have to show it to answer your question. Nope. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Andrea,
Yes, ma'am.
I just had a quick comment that I know that at least in Thurston County, I'm not sure about Pierce County, they do specify that you have to have at least a 12 font, 12 size font for all of their feeding. So I don't know, I mean, maybe it's different in Pierce County, it's smaller.
It's not, and that might be, typically it is gonna be 12, but I feel like that's why my eyes are cluing in on the fact that it looks smaller. Yeah, okay. Alright, let's see here. Rowan.
Sure, why not?
Okay. Alright.
I typed it in class.
Okay. That's all right. Hey, that's what we're using it for, okay? Which is the other thing. So that's one of the things that I'm trying to do for next quarter is to just have us in a room where we have a computer, because I think that was helpful in terms of being able to draft it on the spot, okay? All right, let's see here.
I didn't change my attorney name for this stuff, my name.
Period. Okay, motion for continue. Okay, so Jones.
Just in case you're wondering.
Let's put our, so we're gonna put a period there, we'll take that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna transplant this period from over here to over here. Okay? Comes now, Bobby Jones, let's look at our components. Motion, declaration, authority relief, got it, attorney signature there, dated this.
I forgot this. Oh well, it's all good.
Yeah. So just add that in there. You can make that line just a little bit shorter, but you're cool. But then over here, we're gonna make the single space. I'm pointing to the computer still, like you can see my finger. This right here. Thank you. All right. Let's see. A caption and our footer. We want to make sure that's consistent. So motion declaration for continued trial dates. So we're gonna fix the phrasing of that, and then whatever we make that be, we're gonna make the caption be the same thing, okay? All right, let's see, page numbers, all right, information over there, okay, good, all right. Comes down Bobby Jones, find through, respectfully move this court for an order to continue trial date, which is currently scheduled, good job there, for December 4th, motion is properly presented up, is upon files and records herein.
I changed the name down there.
Harvey Specter. So if you're trying to say and the declaration of counsel or something like that, or just want to fix the grammar spell around that. Okay? All right. Everything else?
I'm not gonna say that there was a lot of time put into it.
No. It's okay. It's okay.
Class,
No. All right. You're fine. So I'm just noticing some typos here. So you'll go back and proofread that and so forth. Okay. Otherwise, good job. Awesome. Okay. All right. Courtney, ready? All right. Superior Court, State of Washington, got our plaintiff, defendant, got periods, colons, needed period by verses. Our case number is a little bit off there. Make sure we put our dash. So remember those first two digits always stand for the year that the case was filed. Then we have a dash. Then that third number always represents the type of case it is. Then we have a dash, and then it's the last series of that numbers.
I had no idea why you did that.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. All right. Comes now plaintiff Bobby Jones. Oh, sorry. So our motion part, okay, what's this? What's going on here?
I have no idea why that is.
That's okay.
So I kept taking it off and then go back on.
All right.
But I'll figure it out later.
Okay, well, you're good. So we know we need some footer stuff down here, okay? We know that we want to make it consistent with what our caption is up there, okay? Let's see here. We got some margin stuff going on at the top of the page. We'll fix that. So this will probably come up. My guess is that this was probably trying to be your footer
I don't
stuff,
know why it
maybe?
keeps coming up there though.
Okay.
So I need to go back in and figure out something.
Yeah, this actually should.
Because I was using a template and then that's what was wrong.
All right. Okay. So my guess is that after you put that in the footer part, that you can go a little bit automatically move that up there. The declaration follows. It says the attorney working in this case, we process for command, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so all our language there. Our authority, so this marking step there too. And it could be the template that you're using, in which case just kind of figure out how you can tweak that, or you might just start fresh.
Cool.
Okay. All right, let's see here. Did you do both?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, did I not
so-
take it out?
Yeah, you might just want to blend it or figure out which one you want. And then your spacing here between the paragraph and that right there. And then we got dated this, so just fix the formatting of a line around that.
And I think
So
the
take out
signature
your
line is
date,
on the first page.
And then where is the signature line?
I think so, there's on the first page.
Well, here's the thing. That's okay. You can have a signature line there too. That's totally okay, but you gotta also have it at the bottom here. Okay? Make sense?
Does it have to be on
Alright.
every page?
No,
It
we
doesn't
have
have to
a
be on
separate
every
wall
page.
Okay.
But I do, so typically, so there are a couple of different ways that you used to see these. So I think probably, we're trying to be a little bit more efficient now, but generally sometimes, you know, you would see the motion by itself and then separate and distinct from that, different pleading, but then be the declaration, okay? And so what we've done is we're blending all into one, motion declaration for continuance of trial date, because of the nature of the motion itself. And so that's why sometimes it's okay to have the motion, you know, you can have a 6 block here, and that's standard, you'll see that. I think in a lot of mines, I do it like that too. And then at the end of the pleading, you gotta have that 6 block. All right, so Courtney, you got some feedback there to go off of?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Angela and Patrick? Oh, kabooey. I mean, what the heck is going on here? So I'm hoping that this is still recording us. Okay, it is still recording. All right, caption stuff. Yes, yes, yes. Commas, and periods. Yes, good. All right, case number. Very good. Motion, declaration, authority, relief. Yes, okay. Caption and footer is consistent. We have our attorney information in the bottom. All right, comes now plaintiff Bobby Jones by his attorney. Have respectfully request this court for a continuance of the hearing currently scheduled for December 4, 2014, 9 a.m. Motion brought to rule. All right, we have our declaration keys. Very good. I see here that you didn't have enough room or something like that. I noticed this on another one. Very nice little touch there. That makes me all warm and fuzzy inside.
I didn't know if the declaration was supposed to be like justified center or not, so like I put the margin, I guess I need to fix the margins on it.
Yeah. So I would take care. So here's let me see in the and this may be. So let me quickly pull something up really quick here because this is this is my doing in terms of I think some of you might have caught a glimpse of this. Now, 1 second here. Shoot. I'm not sure why this comes out like this. All right. Hold on, I'm just trying to find you 2 different examples here.
I was here.
Oh, you were? I still have it. Sometimes I still have it. Oh.
Well, I just want, when you were, watching that movie. It's
Oh,
all-
yeah.
I have to leave early for the movie.
It's downstairs.
Oh, yeah, you can check it out in the library. Civil action, yeah.
It was, I was watching it, but everything didn't.
Yeah. I'll call you when I get off.
Excuse me.
What they're doing.
Excuse me.
Our final, yeah. The second part is jerk service, school jerk service.
Oh, yeah, I heard this my bad. Yeah. And I told
You're
him,
talking about, yes.
and I told him what to do.
All right. Sorry. So I was trying to pull up here we go. So, right. So here you can see, so another way you might see this, so you see the motion part here, and then you have the signature line here, so that's what I was saying, so that's very common, so you're right on point to put that, okay? And then at the end here, you go back,
All the way at the end.
at the very end
Okay.
of this long document, okay, then we put the, okay? Alrighty. Where's my stuff? Where's my stuff? Okay, here we are.
No, we just,
Okay.
deciding cases.
Alright, so Angela, were we done? Did we go through yours? Okay.
Correct.
And this, authority, the different motion. So same thing here, we might flesh out the language a little bit more in your authority section. Okay. Date, go ahead and leave it blank with your line, and then the month or whatever and so forth. And attorney signature line, good. Very good job. Good, good, good. Everybody okay with that? Okay, all right. So let's see who's next here. All right, so 3 more. So hold on a second here. So Ms. Pope.
Yeah, I kind of already know what I did wrong. But
Okay. Are you okay? All right. So you already know where you can improve.
Yeah.
How about that? Okay. All right. So let's see here. All right. Cool, cool, cool. So Ms. Pope has already noted that she's going to move the caption over here to over here. We're going to fix the case number as well. We're going to put verses over here, and then we're going to have our comma here and our period here. Okay. Motion to continue. We're going to change the caption here so that it says our just motion probably comes now. Make sure our language is consistent with other examples that we took a look at. All right. Statement of facts. Okay, or probably just our declaration. Just make it simple. Okay. Let's see. Legal arguments. All right. Motion substantive. We have a rule here. According to this rule, a motion to continue. Blah, 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 blah. There are sufficient grounds for getting invalid. The evidence within trial will be cut short at the time of love. You're not going to sit down. But part of the will prepared for the So here we have it. So we put forth our legal authority, and then also our legal argument. That's okay. That's very common. We can see a blending of both of these things. Okay. We'll just go back and fix the wording and grammar and things like that in that. And when you look at this later on, I'll be much more specific in terms of the things that you should modify. Okay. So for example, let's see here. It's just some grammar stuff, okay? Conclusion, relief sought, wherefore, plaintiff, worker, result. So this wherefore language, be careful. This, make sure this is very specific, okay? So you probably don't need to have that language there. It's very specific to like our complaints and our answers. Very common that you'll see it there. And this sort of pleading is not really useful. You don't really need it. All right, let's see. My heart's getting warm and fuzzy over my little thing right there. All right, then we get to our dated this. We'll move this over. We'll single space that, and we'll make sure those things line up. So we'll move Harvey over so it starts at attorney. Okay. And then we also need our caption and our footer information.
How do you do that? Because like it seems like it would either take the number or it would take the attorney information, and every time I put one in, the other would go away.
On your document here?
Yeah, like it would just disappear, like one or the other, like I would choose.
Let me try to pull up your thing here in the Word. Save.
Well, you have to use the.
So yeah, if you're in the template here, so this,
So it will align straight.
so it'll let you jump, I'm just clicking on it to get to this base. So it seems like it's already kind of set up, at least on this program, for you to do it there. So I'm not sure about what program you're in, but this new thing, I don't know if you guys like it just yet, I'm still getting used to it.
Yeah. it's
Yeah.
hard.
This, so I don't know if it's, are you using a school computer or your home computer?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both. I don't know if it's an issue with the program itself, whatever, but you probably just want to play with around with the margins and the rulers. And then if that doesn't work, I always just go to another pleating where it's already set up and just copy and paste.
Yeah.
Like,
That'll
it's
work.
hard, I was like,
Okay.
we're gonna spend 2 hours on the computer.
All right. Any other questions, Ms. Pope? You okay? Got some feedback? All right.
Think about it, if you just save this one, you'll have it for life. You save it on your computer and you'll never have to deal with whatever again.
That's true.
Good.
Yeah. It's it.
All right, Ms. Robinson.
I don't wanna show mine.
You want to share? Oh, that's okay. That's all right. So you'll just want to take a look and look at your feedback on your paper then, okay? All right. Let's see. So Ashley. Yeah. All right. All right. Here. Let's see. So we'll just add our commas after our plaintiff's name. So Bobby Jones will have a comma there. This will be versus Sarah Smith, and then we'll have a comma there. Okay. We'll fix our case numbering information. We'll make it reflect our case number that we've given in class. Motion declaration to continue trial date, great, great, great. The caption is consistent with the footer, that's wonderful. And then we also have our attorney information down there. We have our motion information, motion declaration authority, relief sought, awesome, awesome. We're gonna go back up now. So we have the motion part, good, and then we have our signature part, that's also okay. Your dated part should probably go more so in the center here, all right? And so, or if you have it over here, just make sure everything lines up. Okay, so whatever you choose to do, remember, because there's no hard and fast rule. Every attorney you work with is going to operate differently, every agency, okay? But to the extent that you do something, you just want to make sure there's consistency to it, okay? Particularly when you look at things like formatting. All right, so the attorney for plaintiff, so again, so that will be lined up over here under the H, and then we'll make the dated information lined up too, unless we put it in the center, okay? All right, declaration information. So you very commonly and probably perfunctory, you want to make sure that you have that I, so and so, do hereby declare, whatever. So the rest of the language is fine. Just add that I, comma, his name, and then comma. Okay. All right. All the information we kind of know that's consistent with what we had. All right. I can't tell by looking at the computer here if there's a little bit of extra spacing there. It looks like there might be. Authority. This motion is pursuant to Pierce County. This rules for the guidelines for the guidelines/rules, pick one. All right. For a motion to get a trial date for a case that's not governed, and this rule court we get very good, very good. All right, release stop based on the foregoing, players throws it up. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Good. All right. So the other, now we did a very short version of this, right? If we were, so moving forward, the things that we would go back and we would kind of, in CP2 maybe, that we would refine, and we would make sure that all of our beginning motions had our signature line. The other thing is that after we cited the authority, we would add in a small little argument section that tied it in together then, okay, that weaved in our authority and our facts. Make sense? All right. So this is not a comment for your paper, this is a comment in general. Okay, all right. Okay, I think that's all of them. All right, that's all of them that I have. If you and once I get something, then I'll give feedback for the remaining. Okay? Yes.
Are we gonna put
Blah, 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 blah,
Exactly.
blah, blah.
the weaknesses
Yes.
in our,
Yep. That can be part of your discovery tab.
just put it in when we have to retype it.
Yeah.
Retype? No, you don't have to retype anything.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it online?
I believe it is online, but let me check. It should have been.
And you can actually put
I think it
evidence
is.
of the motion corrected.
Let's go under files.
Yeah, we gotta.
Yes, it is on, and what it's under, it is called evidence exercise,
Oh, it is on
and it has that information, evidence exercise. And what I will do, discovery,
Case law.
discovery document for case file.
I already have my name that I have.
Oh,
Students,
yeah.
I just
here's a direct link to the evidence exercise that
Big word. Oh. Yeah.
There's been something wrong.
Okay, here you go. So evidence exercise, so what I'm gonna do is say files, course files, and then evidence exercise, I'm gonna click, there you go. So that'll link in and take you to it, okay? Alright, save. Alright. Okay, do you guys want to take a short break and then let's come back and talk about final exam and course wrap up?
Yes.
Alright.
I know.
Oh, no.
Sugar, I told you.
Make you what, sleepy?
Because you're home.
Oh.
Sleepy, even though you sugar.
Sugar just messes me up.
That's why when they pay and fall asleep.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
dropped
I
my,
always
ATC degree somewhere else. I think it was an ATC
I
too.
love
So
it.
I
I know.
don't think
Last
that
time
I
in
created
school,
a
I
Dropbox
sleep very well too.
Yeah.
I don't. If I'm overfull,
I do.
I
I'm
can't
getting
sleep.
mad about that.
Well, overfull is different than just, you
I
know.
can't
No, I'm
sleep.
making sure myself is full of that.
Yeah.
I found that if I eat within 3 hours of falling asleep, like I have a hard time falling asleep.
Oh, why?
I'm smiling
They're like
because
weird
mommy, I
diet
do have to.
things that-
I'm
that
telling you
if I
guys,
eat sugar, I'm
I'm at a point now where
But like
I'm not
that
invested in
aggressive.
censoring
I-
my tongue. And
It
so
just
It's just the way it affects me.
affects
because
your
of
body
that,
differently.
I'm gonna make this a teaching moment even outside of TCC.
Okay,
Just take ownership of the fact that you dropped it in the right place. That's all. As opposed to, I don't think you had done something just yet.
Okay.
So, and here's the thing, not just with this class, just in general. Hey, I think
It's
I
around
realized
me for a little
that.
bit. I can't sit
If you
anymore.
think
I need to
so
see
you
you
need to
more.
shift it to Friday. Or hey, it's, you know,
Let me wake up.
you're gonna just positive movement.
Because you need boxes.
Now, let's see.
What are good for you?
Maybe under,
I've decided that my box.
which one do you think? Should we just check them all?
No, it was an ATC too.
It was an ATV. Okay, so let's go back. Do you think it was in a draft one or the actual one? The final one?
Yeah.
So that would have been this one. Let me just turn it this way because when I pull it up, it's gonna pull up everyone, so let me just get to yours first. Okay, so this is B grader. Aha, I think that's exactly what he did because now it's saying that this was late. So that's what this is yours. So let's do this.
Do you want me to go? I mean,
Can you just
I'll
up,
go and
yeah,
drop it into the
yeah.
other one.
Yeah, totally, if you could do that. But since we know it's here, do you want to put it in and do it and feedback?
Sorry.
Okay, let's just pull up here for people to right not necessarily for me.
Okay.
I will shoot myself an email to go back and look at that one.
I'll just drop it in the right box.
Okay, and I'm gonna shoot an email saying go back and take a look at that. Okay.
So there's food in there.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Say if I resubmit my agency to fix the code budget, would it be considered play?
Why do
To see, I mean,
Well, here's the
it doesn't,
thing.
I mean, it's not, but I don't know waters.
I know. Well, here's the thing. Because this is our, I know we did it in class, whatever, but I do. I mean, the grade is great. These look pretty good. I mean, these. I don't imagine that anyone's going to give me a lower point. I mean, they just really look.
I know they don't.
No. But the other thing is that, but but at the same time, to the extent I wanted to redo them based on the feedback. I'm just wondering if, as opposed to fixing it right now, I just go ahead, populate the grades real quick, and then just like allow you to submit it. Do you know what I mean?
I did,
Well, I just redo it anyway when I made my case like Saturday.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can find out.
Yeah.
So just send it out, because you think it doesn't have to be. Like,
I mean, I can do it. I just want to know if it's not mine. It's going to be.
No, I wouldn't worry about that at all. No. Yeah. You still get your points for you still get, yeah, you still get points. Yeah.
You're being vague, I don't know.
No, because what I'm saying is that I'm gonna give everyone the opportunity to read the grade. So I'm gonna go through it and populate your grades. So the grades are, because I didn't really grade your drafts, right? But these are really good. I don't think people need to review them, but I don't want to foreclose that opportunity. So I'm gonna go ahead and grade them as they are, period. Here's your grade.
When are you doing that today?
Yeah, I'm just gonna enter later on this afternoon. That's what I'm saying, like, none of these are real. These are all pretty good. So after you get that, if you still want to be good, that's what we want.
Okay, so let's move on to the question. If we say that we're gonna drop 2 discussion points,
Am I dropping this for the class?
you are in this one.
Oh,
That's for your syllabus list.
No, I don't know,
What?
You guys have to tell me.
Do what?
She dropped the 2 lowest
Say one of
discussion
them
posts.
that's being dropped right now.
Just because I think I
and
missed
then
two.
Did I love you?
This class, I think I'm okay on.
If there was no stipulation saying that it had to have been attempted.
Ouch, she's gonna go legal on me.
Yeah.
I
That's what you
like it.
want, right?
I love it. I'm from like.
Then you know you did
I
your
think
job.
you got me, counselor.
Okay, I'm gonna be doing it.
Promotion granted.
What was it she doesn't talk about?
Okay.
She didn't do on that.
And in fairness, let me make an announcement about that then, okay?
Her
Let
syllabus
me write an
states
announcement
that
there.
the 2 lowest grades get dropped, not the 2 lowest completed ones.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Because a zero's still great.
I have to own it.
I have a question.
Yes.
I'm done.
I know I don't understand it. Like,
Okay, so here's the thing. This is an office hours question. But here's the thing, and I know it's difficult because I'm not gonna be on campus. So this is a call me, let's talk about it question, okay? 253 880. I don't know if you have. I don't know that because I haven't gotten a call from you. So but if you call me, there's that thing called caller ID. Where you say
this is one of those ones I was like, okay, I can figure it out if I just keep rereading it.
Okay.
And then it got to the point where I was like, okay, I get beginning and the middle. But I was like, I don't understand like this one part right here. And I felt like, well, maybe you need to understand contract law in order to understand this.
Okay. So give me a call.
Okay.
And
So you're taking it Tuesdays and
or we can
Thursdays?
also talk
So
talk
for two?
about it over Skype or something.
Really?
Okay.
Okay, all right, so it's gonna be.
Okay, we'll do this call, all right? And I will pull the case up and we can read through it together over the phone and talk about it. Okay. When is good for you?
Because I just barely tested under that time. So register for 85.
This afternoon around 3.
I like my last class.
And if I'm done in everything in 3 weeks, I'm done with the laptop forever.
That's at 1. So you
Yeah,
can
they got my
like
reasons.
Because
I never finished any of my degrees and going to school for.
I just don't know if I'm still gonna be at the hospital, that's all.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to. Are you available tomorrow?
When I was finished watching King.
yeah.
We can do that Monday.
You just came over after
afterward can talk to me while I did my quiz.
And you told her she
No, but he said, I'm thinking about shaving my beard, and I was like, just do it, nobody likes it, quitter, commit. And he did, and he was ridiculous.
He does. He loves
So you should not listen to me, like my best friend, I got.
Call me at, I think 3 will be good. Just call me at today.
Oh my god.
And then if we don't finish the
Or do you want me to like make it easier and just email my questions?
Email your questions and then I'll respond back, but then if you still have questions, then you can still call it. Okay. Is this your pin?
Which I like the purple, yeah.
Bless you. Okay. Are we ready to start?
No, ma'am.
No.
No.
Yes, ma'am.
Now that you're.
Did you get 2?
No, just one.
You're so stubborn. Yeah, come here.
Nobody likes to
Figure out
show
how
up.
their facial hair. It took them hours to do that too.
Probably the wrong place.
I didn't tell you about that. I said the same thing for the holiday. Hold on 1 second. Because, and I didn't know if it's going to take 2. And there's another person, like, I know that I did it.
So she's the opposite.
So I always tell them,
Oh,
Miss Paul, do you have your final ATC for number 1? Yes.
yeah, I got, 55.
yeah.
Whenever,
What are we playing?
Yes. And Miss Bobbins, do you have your ATC number 1, your final?
yes, I put it in the envelope and bring it over there.
Do what?
Did you ever get your graded final back from me?
Yes.
Can I see it? For some reason, there are 3 people whose grades I know were here, and you got a grade, but for some reason, it's not in, so if you look, it's not there.
All right, it was 1 point.
Did you do a resubmission number 1?
Yeah, this is, I did.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's why your grade, okay.
Oh, 13, yeah.
I don't know why, I have no idea, I don't know you did it.
I put it in the envelope of my,
I got trouble for,
when I did
No.
it, I got
but they do like hair ties tomorrow.
on that one, I put it in the envelope.
But
Anybody
you
have
redid
any,
it?
Yes.
like,
Your
questions for
I'm
fun?
sorry.
Shorter, it's
But
already
your
there.
resubmission, you gotta show it to us?
Look,
No, before
Oh,
the
it is.
submission.
it's already there.
No,
Because it's
whenever
straight.
submit it and put it in your office. It's in the envelope, I can totally anything.
When, recently?
Yeah, like,
I just like,
Oh, of this week?
yes.
Oh, okay, so I would find it, but for right now, though, your previous grade was a 1.
Yes.
Right? Because for some reason,
Yeah, it doesn't
it's
show.
not, I gotta turn it so I get to yours.
I actually
So
switched
I'm gonna
to a
put
bind
the points in there and then I'll regrade these.
Yes.
Okay, I'll change it. Ma'am, will you tell me yours?
You can come in my just from like handing.
Yeah, that was so good. I'm not sure why that did that, guys.
Because we graded together, we went to your office.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
So when you look at your gradings, guys, don't be confused because the drafts, there's not gonna be anything, okay? You turn those in, you get some feedback, whatever, there's no grade on those. It's just the final ones that you're looking for a grade in, okay? And so. Why is it just
Yeah, I didn't bring my stuff to clarify with you, but
weird, okay. So the only thing that you should have outstanding right now is your final, is the discussion post number 7, which right now you can't see your grade because it's muted. And it looks like not a lot of people did that one.
Which one is that?
Number 7.
Discussion post number 6.
Oh, no
Because I
discussion
got
post
0 on that one.
Which one is 7?
it was the last.
7 is
I have no idea if I did it. I'm not looking at my,
That one? They're all running together.
everything's running together at this particular point. Oh
the,
my god.
settled versus part of the state.
Yes, I did that one.
to tell you a funny one.
Okay, so no, Chris, no, it says resubmitted since last graded, submitted with, so I'll go back and look at it. Okay, thank you. All right.
Do we need to, if we resubmit stuff, send you an email that we resubmitted it?
Yes, because once I grade it, I don't have a reason to go back and look at it. So that's why it's good if you shoot me an email, to let me know to go back.
Through Canvas
Okay.
or just?
You'll email me directly,
Okay.
email me directly. Okay, so you guys, I want to talk to you about the, let's go back to the final exam discussion. So, we've come a long way. We've previously done a final exam review. I was remiss, and I apologize, for not recording that final exam review. I'm not sure what my logic was.
I thought we did.
Did we
I
record
thought I
it?
did too.
I swore we all recorded.
I don't recall.
You were the.
I don't recall recording it, and I didn't see it, but I could have missed it because there are a lot of different videos. So I'll go back and look and see if I did. If I did, that'd be great. So I'll upload it. But otherwise, I'm gonna apologize because I don't think I did. In which case, everybody say, okay. So I'll go back and look. But I want to make sure that we have an opportunity to kind of talk again, and you feel good about what we've covered and what you need to know for the final exam. Okay. So do you have any general questions? The only thing I can think of right now in terms of logistics is getting you the location of our final exam, because like I said, I want to make sure that we're in a room with computers. By way of supplies that you'll need, the pencils and Scantrons, again, I'm going to bring those items to the final exam, so you don't have to worry about that. You will take the final exam, when you come into the room, you'll turn on the computer, you'll go to, I'll just show you. So let's see here.
And what materials are we allowed to use?
Yep, let's talk about that too. All right, so so when you come to take the final exam, let me see here. Okay. All right. So when you come in and take the final exam, I'm going to tell you to go to to log on to our Canvas site and to go to assignments, and you'll be able to log on and you'll go down to assignments to the very bottom here, close to the bottom. You'll see this thing that says final exam. Okay? And then you'll open it up and it'll show you the directions and whatever, just like you're getting ready to take a quiz. This exam is worth 125 points. Section 1 consists of 25 multiple choice and true-false questions. Each question in Section 1 is worth 2 points for a total of 50 points. Section 2 consists of a fact pattern for which you must issue spot, providing an analysis of the legal issues, applicable rules, and example discovery devices that are appropriate. There are 2 essays, each worth 25 points for a total of 50 points. Section 3 consists of your case files that is worth 25 points. Okay, so you got 3 parts, right? I didn't know this at the time because the LLT examination was still being put together. But if you've heard about the LLT program, that limited legal license technician, the exam, this class exam is very much like the exam for the LLT. And in that, you have multiple choice, true, false questions and things like that. And then you also have a practical exercise that you do. So they give you a case thing, and then you actually have to draft the pleadings. So in some sense, for example, your case file thing here, this is that component of that exercise. So anyway, I just thought I'd tell you that. Special instructions and materials. This exam is being submitted electronically via our Canvas course site, so you'll see what I mean in just a moment. Additional notes, trust what you know. It's not about the ultimate conclusion or answer in Section 2. It's about your critical thinking and analysis. Okay? All right, and then it says good luck. but you guys won't need because you guys have knowledge. Okay. All right. So completing your exam. Access your final exam here. So you'll click on this. This is use the scan. Oh yeah, no, I'm totally going to. Use the Scantron provided to complete section 1. So you'll click on this thing here, and you'll see the questions, and you'll paper whatever Scantron. Complete section 2 using a Word document. So you'll then be able to go over here, open up Word, type out your responses and so forth. And then lastly, when you completed your final exam, you'll come to the front. You'll give me my exam, my Scantron and my pencil, I want that back, and you'll give me your case file. Okay? Alright, so let's click on this. This is not your final version because I'm still making some of the, remember we went through this and there's some wacky questions, there's some things that I needed to critique or to modify based upon the feedback that I got. But just to show you. So, alright. There's only one attempt at the final exam. Please be prepared to take the final exam without interruption, as you will not have the opportunity to return for its completion outside of the present examination date and period. There are no retake options. Now, of course, if you were to pass out and faint, you have a medical issue, then this would not apply to you, okay? But otherwise, the expectation is that you're going to come on our exam day, take your exam, and conclude the course. Permissible exam material. Somebody asked back here. This final exam is open book / open notes. You may not use any of the previous quizzes for the course, okay? But otherwise, everything else is fair game. To assist your preparation for the final exam, a practice exam was distributed and reviewed in class, so we did do that in class. This practice exam is included among the items that are prohibited. So if you took pictures or something like that, or whatever, of course, you would not be able to use that. Is that okay? If you took notes.
Or can I retract that question and just do it anyways?
All right, so I'm going to rely upon you to honor the spirit and integrity of what's intended here. How about that? Okay.
So we can bring our notes, right?
Yeah.
So you can bring notes. You cannot bring copies of previous quizzes. So if your notes consist of verbatim question answers, then I'm going to say that's pretty much tantamount to a photograph of information. I'm going to say that would be excluded. Nope, PowerPoints, that's different. So whatever PowerPoints I gave you guys is really, do you guys remember that handout that I gave you? With that, it was like, shoot. It's actually bar exam review material that they use to go over our Washington State Civil Procedure stuff. It's very handy. You can even bring that. Yes, that right here. So this document right here.
Yeah.
So you can even use this. I don't know if it's on Canvas. I do not know. But if you email me about the other thing, will you just ask me about this, and if it's not there, I'll look and put it on there. This right here. So this is fair game. You can bring this. I gave this to you in class, along with all your PowerPoints. Now here's a word of caution. My word of caution to you is that at a baseline, you still gotta have something like it's never about memorization, but at a baseline, you gotta have some basic understanding though, because what you don't want to do is monopolize all of your time looking up each individual question, okay? So sometimes it can be a potential handicap, so you gotta make sure you're strategic in the way that you use the open book resources. All right, while the exam is open book, open notes, it's not group work. So that's my caveat here. Each student is expected to quietly and independently complete and submit his or her exam. And don't worry, for 152, I'm going to make a lovely video with this information. Okay. Use of electronics. You may not use any personal electronic devices except as expressly authorized here. You may use your personal laptop to access your class notes. The final exam is to be taken using the school computer provided. So they'll be a little bit awkward, but ideally you can have your laptop situated here with your class notes pulled up, and then you'd be at the school computer typing up your exam, okay? You may access the Washington State Court rules and the federal civil rules. That's not considered cheating, so you could go and have a web page open with that information there. Use or exploration of any sites outside of these two specifically identified sites will create a presumption of inappropriate access to excluded exam materials, result in the student being excused from the examination, and warrant a grade of 0 for the final exam. Does that make sense? Essays are to be done using the start of a blank Word document page. Okay? Students may not use and or refer to any draft essay responses. Okay? Does it seem like I'm being harsh? Yeah, okay, I just want to make sure that we're kind of
Check the metadata.
on the same page.
Check to see when I started.
But it's leading to
But now that you mentioned
Now there's
it.
a phrase that comes to mind, you know, with an S and an A, but I'm, you know, smart ass, you know.
You're recording.
Oh.
Well, you know, I have a new year coming, and so I'm existing in a new way. I'm not gonna, all right? So content description of final exam. All right, this exam is comprehensive. You're being evaluated,
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
but you already
Okay.
did. So why don't you just go ahead and answer your question? I'm messing with you, go ahead.
Okay, hyperlink during
Hyperlink?
the test.
Yes,
The CR,
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
click on
yeah.
that and go to,
absolutely.
and it won't mess it up? or
No,
anything?
ma'am, because it
Okay.
says you can do this.
Okay,
So, you may access Washington State Court rules and federal civil rules. And in fact, in the final exam, remember there are those hyperlinks in some of the questions?
yeah.
So absolutely,
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
that's okay.
Okay.
All right, I forgot what it was. Oh, so comprehensive. You're being evaluated on your understanding of the legal principles and theories covered throughout the course, as well as your ability to apply those principles and theories to various fact patterns or scenarios. So that's basically your general, you know, description of the content. Exam point value, again, I kind of said that already in terms of how that breaks down. Total 125, so your 25 multiple choice questions, your 2 essay questions, and then your case files. Okay? Special instructions, the Canvas. Last thing, you know, trust what you know. Not about ultimate.
Apparently not.
Oh,
I'm doing that too.
oh, nice.
I guess the screen was flipped around though.
Trust what you know. It's not about the ultimate conclusion or answer. It's about your critical thinking and analysis.
So the last part?
Yes, ma'am.
What they call that? The case file? Are
Yes,
we
ma'am.
gonna do a pleading or just like a memo?
So what I'm looking for is just your construction of the file itself. So I'm looking for your labels, I'm looking for your categories, I'm looking for how you organize the pleadings, I'm looking if you have that case action log, I'm looking for if you have an index and things like that. Okay?
Yeah. So it's a case file, like in the other one, the one that we're gonna get in the part, in the word.
Huh?
The one that we're doing in the word?
Essay questions.
Yeah, the essay question.
Oh, I'm sorry, I totally misunderstood your question. Okay, so the essay one, yes ma'am.
So are we gonna do a pleading on that one or a memo? Or just understand?
I know.
We do have a list.
Donuts.
I'm just kidding. Are we gonna do a pleading or a memo?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay, so let's look at one. Let's look at one. Okay. And I think we did, but this is good because this is gonna change a little bit anyway, so we can go back and practice with this one. All right. So this one, we practiced with this one before, and I'm gonna do this so we can kind of write on here. So your question, they're not going to deviate too much from this. It'll be something along these lines, okay? All right, so in terms of your final exam, you want to clearly be very specific about what the issue is, okay? And you want to make sure that you tie in the applicable rules, okay? So let's see here. So I want to make sure I go back and take through. So your essay portion is worth a total of how many points? 50.
There's 2 essay questions.
50. Because there are 2 essay questions worth 25 points each, okay? So you have the option of doing the 2 25-point essays or the 150.1.
Oh, okay. So there's
Okay.
3 to choose from.
So you got a total of 3. So if you choose a 25 points one, then you have to do both of them.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can just do the 150.1,
I think that
okay?
one's just really, really hard then. That's
No, I mean, it just has more issues in it. That's all. Okay.
How about you do both?
I knew somebody was going to ask me that. I was just thinking, they about to ask me now, if I do more, can I get an extra credit one?
No, really, Kim, that'd be awesome.
to cover in case you don't show on another area.
I like that, but how can we make that fair though?
It's an option.
Maybe
You
I can say you can
choose.
get up to a certain amount of extra credit. How about that?
Yes.
Because if you choose, like, it's a choice, like, you get to make the choice, so it is fair.
Sucks is good for like over. 10.
One more zero.
One more zero, it's only worth an extra 50, but hey.
Is 10 okay?
Split it
That's
and
good.
split the
Ten.
split the difference.
You guys got this. You guys got this. Let me just, let's demonstrate how much you have this. Let's go through one of these questions, okay?
Okay.
Alright.
Is that the 51?
This is a 51.
So you just pull up a blank document and you put like SH or
Number
part 2,
That's right.
3.
Exactly.
And then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10.
Exactly. But here, we're gonna talk right now. We're gonna go through and do exactly how we would do this, okay? So, John is not a resident. Let me, the first one? Is that one okay?
You can have it, yeah, we're good.
Is that all right, ladies in the back, okay? Okay. All right, so John is not a resident of Washington State. In June of 2009, he was visiting his parents at their vacation home in Washington. He was involved in a vehicle accident with local Pierce County resident Stacy. Do we have a potential legal something that we can identify right there? Jurisdiction, what are we gonna call it? We don't know if we have diversity just yet because we don't know the amount. But in the absence of that just yet, what do we know we potentially have? That's right, that's right. Long arm statute. Everybody okay with that?
Yes.
All right. So, long arm statute jurisdiction. See how we very crisply and very directly identified a targeted legal subconcept, right? So we're gonna put it, so state what it is. I'm gonna tell you something. I want you to be so clear with it that I'm gonna write it, and then the first portion I would ask you to underline it. And then you do your analysis. What's that analysis gonna say?
Explaining why.
What does a long arm statute have to do with? I'm looking for key words here.
Minimum contract.
That's right. And what does minimum context have to do with? Why are we concerned about minimum contacts? What's that phrase? What's that phrase?
Exercise jurisdiction over non-resident defendant.
Right. But before we get there, what's that language about minimum context? Why are we so concerned about that? I mean, this concept is so important that it's guaranteed to you under 2 different constitutional amendments. Due process. Due process requires notice and an opportunity to be heard. Therefore, the person has to have some sort of minimum contacts in order for the court to exercise jurisdiction over them. In this instance, minimum contacts is established because while he is a non-resident defendant, he has committed a tort within the state. Bam, that's our analysis. You okay with that? Okay, no, let's write it out. Let's write. That's okay. And that's exactly what we're doing. Is kind of modeling our example, okay?
Yeah, it was just.
Due process. Guaranteed under the 5th and 14th Amendments. Requires notice and an opportunity to be heard. Uh-oh. Therefore, a court may not exercise jurisdiction over a what? A non-resident defendant, that's right. A non-resident defendant, unless he has minimum contacts. And we call the language was the forum state. So if you go back and you look at that one discussion post example that we had to talk about that, you'll see that same language here. Forum state meaning the state where the jurisdiction is thought to be exercised. We okay with that? Or did someone say, where did she get that from? Are we okay?
I'm fine.
Okay. All right. What is listed? Amendments? Required, so you trying to talk about what again? Okay, let me read it out loud, okay? So due process guaranteed under the 5th and 14th Amendments requires notice and an opportunity to be heard. Does everyone have that part?
Yes.
Okay, so keep going. Am I okay to keep going? Yes. Therefore, a court may not exercise jurisdiction over a non-resident defendant unless he has minimum contacts with the forum state. Forum. F-O-R-U-M. Forum. It's okay, you guys know I have a list, right? So sometimes I have to, between my list and my southern drawl, train wreck, so. All right. Now what do we have to say here? Minimum contacts can be established, right? Where a person commits a tort in forum state. Beta. Do you see our analysis? So we're not saying, I think we could definitively say that the court has long-arm jurisdiction, right? But I'm not asking you to go that far. I just want you to be able to recognize that that's potential legal something at play in this scenario and be able to articulate that principle. Yes? All right. Let's, if everyone has this, then I'm going to erase this and we'll keep going. Yes, ma'am.
We're allowed to bring our books too, right?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes. Can I get a volunteer to email this to me so that I can make this one of the examples and post it on Canvas for, I know at least Ian is not here.
Okay. You should register for this.
To what?
Yeah.
You registered for him?
No, he's not coming today. My third part.
Oh, okay. So all the more reason why, can somebody?
Yes,
Yes.
they will.
Thank you.
Or you can just print off that discussion post that has that exact same language.
Oh, okay. All right, okay, I'm gonna erase this now, we good? Okay. All right, so now, number 2. Yes. All right, so that's the, so let's say Stacey's car was damaged and she was out of work for an extensive period of time. Stacey is seeking over $80,000 in damages. So now we have enough to address what? Diversity jurisdiction. So that could be our second thing here. So again, we're going to be very clear and immediate with naming the issue, diversity jurisdiction. We're going to underline it, and now we're going to articulate what the rule is for that. What's that rule? make our, so let's make, but we're gonna flush it with, so a complete sentence, so you're right. Diversity jurisdiction exists where?
Oh, look, you guys, DJ. DJ exists where?
I'm sorry. You guys will write it out though. Diversity jurisdiction exists where? And then Madam Courtney, where?
Just going to say, right, the parties reside in
Uh-huh.
one state.
Where the parties reside in different states.
If damages over central.
Yes, ma'am. And the amount in, that's our phrase. The amount in controversy. Exceeds or is over, as Angela said, $75,000. What's the next part of this analysis?
The venue, because we're definitely doing it Superior Court now.
Not venue just yet, but along this diversity jurisdiction, what's the other thing that we can say that relates to here? About who can do it? Any party. Can either party file for removal? Because she filed in federal. Yes, so we want to have that language. Any party can file for removal to federal district court. Is that okay? It's a nice complete analysis of this issue. Any party may file for removal. Awesome.
Is that the end?
I'm sorry, ma'am?
Removal.
I'm sorry.
Squiggle.
Any party may file
Yeah.
for removal to district court.
Two.
Yeah, federal district court. Thank you, very good, federal district court. So did you guys catch that, that nice correction here? So federal district court. Okay,
I have a quick question.
yes ma'am?
But because it says she's a Pierce County resident, it doesn't say the accident was in Pierce County. She filed in King County. Would that still be, can we just assume?
Yeah, I think we just assumed
What was
it,
the last section
but I can
say?
put it in there. The last part, any party may file for removal to federal district court. All right, so I'm gonna erase this, are we okay? All right.
Yeah.
Stacy filed her action in King County Superior Court in April 2012. So there's enough room here for you to get at a venue issue. So we can address that. We're not saying it's right or wrong either way. Remember, I'm interested in your ultimate conclusion because for some of this, you don't have enough information to draw a definitive conclusion. But you do have enough information to pose whether or not that's a legal something that you would address. All right? So we can think, so what can we make of that here?
Proper venue.
Yes. Venue. And what would we note there? Venue what? So we gotta talk about the rule in terms of what venue. So venue.
Venue in Superior Court is appropriate because.
Well, let's talk about what venue is first, and then we can do an analysis.
So venue is just where it's held.
Okay.
Right?
Personal jurisdiction.
So what is venue? How are we gonna?
Location.
So venue relates to. She said location.
Yes.
And what?
Where did they reside and where did they file?
It's got something to do with convenience.
And convenience, that's right. Remember that language? Remember now, if we're at $80,000, is King County Superior Court, do they have journal jurisdiction? They do. So they can hear that type of case, right?
Yeah.
Pierce County Superior Court. That's a court of general jurisdiction, right? So could King County, so could Pierce County hear the case too?
Yes.
Yes. So venue is a question about, in terms of the logical nature. Is the it relates to which county we're going to file based upon where it happened, the location, the convenience of witnesses, and so forth. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So what do you want me to write up here?
So
Venue refers to the county in which the action must be filed.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
can you,
Of
Say that while you're-
consideration is the location of incident, witnesses, and convenience.
yeah, okay, I can file like.
Huh? Oh, of consideration is the location of the incident, witnesses, and convenience. So in terms of convenience, like for example, like when I did Medicaid fraud cases, right? These are cases that involve people stealing from our state Medicaid fund, right? These cases would happen all across the state, right? But the money is generated from, anybody know, what does the state produce their money at? Or those the checks? Olympia, exactly. So we could technically file all of our cases in Olympia, in Thurston County, irrespective of the fact that the person lives in like Whatcom County and they then take their check and they cash their check over in Snohomish County, right? All of those would be potential places that have jurisdiction. And even if we could argue the venue would be good. But in this particular instance, we said, well, hey, because of the state being the primary witnesses and so forth, and the primary victim, and the checks coming from there, this court in Thurston has both appropriate general jurisdiction and venue. So that's just a little bit of a distinction. Yes, ma'am. Oh, you want me to read this again?
Yes, please.
So venue refers to county in which action must be filed. Of consideration is the location of the incident, witnesses, and convenience. Okay, now let's complete the analysis. Both King and Pierce County would have proper general jurisdiction. There might be a question about venue depending upon where exactly the accident happened. We're done.
So if you left it like that, you would get what, like 2 points?
Huh?
Like if you, let's say, we didn't provide more than just this. what
I-
would you get?
So you've identified the rule, but you haven't actually done completed the analysis. So I think you have to complete it. So her question is a great question. She said, if I left it like this, am I good? And I said, well, now what you've done is you've given me the rule, which is great, but you haven't completed the analysis.
Okay, so both King and Pierce.
So complete the analysis by saying that both Pierce and King County have general jurisdiction, right? It's I think you can say that it's but venue would depend upon those other factors, which I don't think there's enough in the fact pattern really to determine decisively whether King or Pierce is going to be the appropriate venue.
So both Pierce and King County have general jurisdiction.
Gotcha. Depending upon where accidents take place, that would dictate then the venue. You just want to say something to that effect, okay? Now, if the question were written to specify the location, then I think you could be more definitive. But again, I'm not looking for you to draw a definitive conclusion, just for you to raise the legal concept. Is that okay? All right. Can I erase this one and keep going? Yes. Okay. We're at number 4.
Improper.
All right, so now let me pause right here. So for the big 50-point question, you have to do 10 issues, okay? We're still in the first paragraph, and we're working on issue number 4. So so what I want to emphasize to you then is that there's a lot of meat here. You got a lot to pull from. So if you find yourself struggling with either the legal principle or the analysis, then I would say flush that one and move on to something else. But you follow me? Okay? All right. Okay. Service of the summons and complaint was provided to the housekeeper who answered, tense here, into the door and confirmed that John was staying there during his visit, but not presently home.
Be improper
So
service.
it's proper service.
How do you know that housekeeper doesn't live there?
I don't know,
The housekeeper doesn't
but
work
there's a
either.
question about it. So we can raise, so we can note that, service. So you don't have to necessarily call it improper, but we're still gonna identify that there's something around the issue of service, okay? What are we gonna say about service? What's the rule that applies here?
They have to be of age.
Suitable age, must be a resident.
So where service is effectuated at the home or where service is made at the home, it must be
The legal age.
where service what are we gonna say?
What is that? What is your squiggly? It says home, comma squiggly.
So it,
Where
okay,
service
fine.
is
Hold on.
It's over the word, it's harder to see.
Yeah, it's just,
You're
there
right.
you go. It's not your writing, it's written. And there's contacts involved, it's just a big old mess.
That's all right, but it's kind of fun to try to write neat. Don't you love school teachers? Like kindergarten teachers have the best handwriting. I don't know, like, is that a trait, a skill that they test them on or what?
In,
Yeah, so what's the language? What's the rule?
it must be a
Okay. It must be what?
resident.
Wouldn't it be the person receiving must be?
A resident of age, of appropriate age, reputable age, or age of consent.
We got it.
Make it up.
I wanted to say there was something about like capacity.
Yep. All right, must be made to a person of suitable age and discretion,
That's not what you put.
and who is a then resident therein.
And
I didn't tell you this?
No, you did, but it says suitage.
Oh, suitable.
You know it.
Oh, you guys,
No, I really had no idea.
thank you. No, I'm sorry. No, call me on that. I'm totally flaking out there.
And discretion.
Okay, must be.
You guys, I've been at the hospital. I've not been sleeping, okay? And that hospital food, I think, is poison. All right.
They too have to.
Although Swedish does have some good food. Swedish is a very nice hospital.
Yes, it is. We
Okay.
get
you
good
should
drugs.
bring salt and pepper all the time. If you're gonna eat that.
You know what? You know. And here's something. When I went last night, I had salt, pepper, and hot sauce. All right. So we're okay with this?
Gotcha.
All right. Now we gotta complete it though. We have to complete it. So we got our rule, but now we gotta complete the analysis.
For the housekeeper, you
There may be a question about whether service is improper here, given that it was made to the housekeeper, because we're unclear about whether or not she was a resident. You follow me? Some
But
language.
he also is not, she said he isn't saying this.
That's so two things. We got two things now.
But that would be a separate, you just put that all together?
Two things. No. That's what I'm saying. I think you got two different issues that
Okay.
that relate to the service there.
What did you
Okay.
say, Courtney?
Because
Because
part
the
thing
sheet
is-
stated he was there, yes, but
Yes.
he's not there now, he doesn't
So we
see
got
it.
two things. So one, let's assume that John actually does stay there. Okay? Let's assume that we're gonna say fine, even though he's there temporarily on vacation, nonetheless, let's just say that that's his residence, all right? That does not negate what's still potentially an issue with the service to the housekeeper. because it's not clear that she is a resident there. Make sense?
Yes.
All right, so that's why we can raise those two different, that's why you get a double bite. So that's one thing, and then you could go number 5, service, and you raise the same, another issue with respect to whether or not John was a resident.
Okay, so how would we phrase that?
So the housekeeper.
So number 4, so still on this one?
Yes.
So I think you can simply say there's gonna be a question about whether service is proper here, given that it's unclear as to whether the housekeeper is a resident therein. That make sense? And remember, why was that so important? Why can't it just be the random housekeeper? Because what are we trying to make sure the person gets?
Sure.
Right, we're trying to make sure they get that due process, that notice and an opportunity to be heard. So that's what we're gonna say. If you're gonna take it to the person's home, that's great. We like the idea of that personal service, but you should make sure it's actually with a person where it's reasonable to believe that that person has a connection such that the person that we're trying to serve will get it, right? So if I'm the UPS person, I just happen to be standing at the door, you can't come up and serve me. That's not reliable, right? I'm the housekeeper, shit, I could be my first day. I don't know these people. You with me? But if I know that it's someone who lives in the home, the presumption, whether faulty or not, is that it's probably more likely that that person will get it.
Okay, then the second issue was,
Okay, so now we're on to number 5?
yeah,
Okay, so let's go to number 5.
so would service be the same? I can keep all this and then just make it like B portion?
No, you just double the base five.
Alright, so number 5. Yes, ma'am.
Just about the final, like, what chapter or chapters would you like recommend us go back over?
Well, because the exam is comprehensive, I think really you should cover all the material. And the other thing that you'll see is that even this exercise right here is a good example of that, because you're going to have qualities and themes and concepts that touch upon all of the different chapters. Like when we get down here, we start talking about requests for production. That relates to some of the last stuff we did in terms of discovery tools and things. So it really is a blending of all these different concepts. All right, I want to skip, so we only have, it's 10:26:30, so we have about a little bit more than 20 minutes left. So I want to skip down and get some different type of issues. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. So when I say that, to say that doesn't mean that we addressed all the issues in that one section. There could be more. Let's get down to paragraph 2 though. You are a paralegal in the law office that John has sought out for legal representation. During the initial client intake interview, John mentioned that he only learned of a suit when his real estate agent checked his credit report. So that's going to be another potential service issue, right? Potentially. You with me? If he's saying that what now?
So you can have like the same issue, like the same rule, but the issue is different, correct?
Oh my God, yes. That's a great question. So you have the same rule but a different issue. Yes. So the same set of facts can give rise to multiple different legal issues, right? Or that legal issue, that legal rule can be implicated in different parts of the analysis. Okay? So I'm just going to circle that one, and because we've already covered it in detail before, I'm going to keep going. John informed you that he saw a recent article discussing how the Toyota vehicle he owned had been among those recalled at the time of the accident. So now we potentially have here, it is recalled due to faulty brakes.
Third party.
That's right, third-party practice. Okay? And then we're going to articulate the rule for that. Okay? Okay, so let's keep going. which were, let's see, so due to faulty brakes, which were noted as such in the incident report, a copy of which you replaced. What am I getting at here, the incident report? What do you think we're getting at here? Oh, yes, discovery. Right? And so more specifically, how can we get this?
Which is misplaced with us.
How can we get that incident report? What do we do?
Washington State Department.
The sheriff's department. I don't know that one.
What do you think?
Because
Why
again,
can't they
I'm
use
not.
box? Are you asking like how we're gonna together?
Yeah.
So what should just name the officer of the witness?
The only thing that I want to see you do here, again, the way that you go about doing this, right, for each of you, depending on who you work with and so forth, might be very different, right? But the bottom line is that I want to see you explore, okay, here's a discovery issue, all right? Maybe I might be able to simply, maybe I can use informal discovery and go online, and there's a process for which I can obtain it that way. Maybe I issue a subpoena. Maybe I note that officer, you know, although if I don't know the officer, his information is only in the incident report. You follow me? So again, I just want you to explore that potential issue there, okay? So I'm not looking for a definitive answer, but I'm looking for you to be able to articulate, hey, here's a discovery issue, and here's one possible means by which I might obtain that information, okay? All right, I'm not sure what's happening to my screen over here.
But there's no blue issue on that one because it was misplaced by the lawyer or.
Right, that's separate, so again, but that's separate and distinct, though, so that's a potential, that's something else, so let's come back to that. Because we'll see who is said to have misplaced that, okay? I'm not sure what's going on with this computer, guys. Saying no signal. What an awful time for us to do that. Yeah. Just on PC. This is on. Alright, let me hit it down here again. See if that helps. Okay. Wacky. Alright, let's see here. So John, blah, 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 which he misplaced. So John misplaced it. But if it happened to paralegal, you're right, then that could have been, that's another issue that we could have addressed, okay? So let's see here. Preservation letter. What is that?
You send a letter to Toyota saying you're not allowed to lose or accidentally misplace or delete any kind of information about this recall because we might need it later.
So we're going to talk, so that's another legal theme. We define what a preservation letter is, as Molly has indicated. Let's see here. Assuming the paralegal in Toyota's in-house, the office receives the letter but misfiles it. Alright, so what's the potential? So she loses the preservation letter. What's really interesting here is I remember how one of your questions on the quiz related to defining spoliation and whether or not it was intentional or not intentional. And I made the big point of saying that it doesn't matter, right? So that's one of the things you can potentially explore here, okay? All right, let's see.
So can we explore it as the preservation letter and as a separate issue of spoliation, or?
Yeah. I think you have to talk about them together in this instance because that's the consequence of the one. So that's exactly why we're gonna blend those in. But having said that though, I mean, if you were to identify preservation letter independently and then talk about spoliation, whatever, I don't know. I think in fairness, I could give you both. I would identify those as two separate things because you don't have to have spoliation in order to have the issue of preservation letter, and that stands on its own. Does that make sense, ladies in the back? You okay with that? So what she asked is a great question. So do I have to talk about spoliation in the context of preservation? I think it would make sense. And I think that that completes the analysis, but at the same time, those are two independent things such that I think you'd be okay if you identified eight as one in terms of what she's supposed to do with it, and then identified 9 as correlation.
Okay.
And then define that and what the consequences are. All right, let's see here. Important documents relevant to litigation are destroyed. So that right here, and I think the way that I have it crafted
So it's two.
is kind of, yeah. So now you, when you see this next sentence, you know the correlation. Okay. All right, let's see. Attached to the reservation had also been requests for admissions.
They're not supposed to be attached, right?
That's right. So we
So
talk
how-
about requests for admissions, we talk about the rule, what requests for admissions are, and the time frame in which they have to be responded to, and the fact that given the nature of the consequences for not responding to them, that is why the court rule is so clear that they are not to be attached with any other thing. So now we talk about correlation, 10, the request for admissions. That's really awful, but you know I'm ready.
I know what you're writing. You could have just put the ADM.
Alright, so you guys okay with this?
Uh-huh.
Alright. So that is your approach to your essay portion of your final exam. Okay?
Okay, what if, there's more than one issue and we just covered that issue, is that okay?
Yeah, so you have to address 10 issues. And you want to make sure that you address them fully and completely in the manner that we sort of demonstrated here, more so with the first couple of issues. But we sort of went through sort of issues spotted here, but we didn't do a full enriched analysis. But you want to model your responses after the first couple of things that we did. Okay? And so you have to do 10. If you want full points, you gotta do 10 complete responses. Having said that, that's where your 50-point one. But if you elect to do the other two, then you do both of those, okay? So the 2 25-point questions. And I think what we've agreed to, and I will add this on there, is that you can obtain up to 10 points extra credit if you do anything additional. Okay? All right. So you will get a posting from me. You're letting you know the time, our location on the final exam. What's the date of our final exam?
Monday.
Monday. Yes, okay.
It's just the regular class time, right? The 8:30 to.
And it's our what did we decide? Did we figure out that it was our regular class time?
Yeah, so.
8:30.
Because I remember we pulled up the schedule. But anyway, in my announcement, I'll have that information for you too, okay? But I do think it's at our regular time frame, all right? What I will do is whatever room that we reserve, like I said, I'll have it for a little bit earlier. I don't imagine you're gonna wanna get here much more sooner than 8 o'clock. Just because you have a longer time period to take the final exam, don't feel obligated to use all the time. I don't want you to feel pressure, like, oh my God, you gave us 4 hours, that means it's gonna take 4 hours. No, it's just because some people have test anxiety and so forth. I wanna make sure you're comfortable, you feel like you can come in, get settled, and work at your own pace, okay?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So the case files, you wanted labels, categories, the index, the case action log. What else did you want in the case file?
So your case action, let me go back and take a look at your thing here. What I will do is I will post the grade sheet for your case logs, okay?
And then the index.
What now?
The index, because it tells you what's going to accept.
Just your documents that are in your pleadings document, your documents that are in your pleadings thing.
Like a table of contents.
She said like a table of contents. Yeah, basically like a table of contents. You're not gonna have very much, and you're just practicing doing it. Okay. And I think it's maybe like 1 point or whatever. But anyway, so I'll give you a little sheet. But for the most part, you should not have to go back and there's not a lot that you need to invent for these case files. All right. So what you should make sure you have in there are the pleadings that you've done, because we haven't done very much. We just did the beginning So I'm looking for a labeled case file. I'm looking for your sections to be in there. I'm looking for you to have that little action log in terms of the general case information, like in a little category of like the date, what you did, and so forth on your case. I want to see the pleadings in there, of course, and your evidence exercise that you can place under discovery. All right. So make sure your stuff is nice and neat and packaged. It's basically just what would you produce in the workplace? That's how you want to approach this assignment, okay? Any other questions? Huh?
Monday?
So see you guys Monday. Have a great rest of your week, great weekend. And don't worry, you got this. Not ironic, but it's my sister. Thanks for the donuts. I'm leaving them.
Will your kids eat the atrium? Or apple pastries? Will your kids eat them?
My kids?
She says my
Sure, if you want to leave them, that's
I
right.
can
Take
eat it.
I'm leaving
I
them too.
eat stuff.
They won't get eaten at my house.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about whether or not my kids, they say sure will. I just, the temptation back here. I did so horribly over the holiday.
But you're looking for
Really? I did. Listen,
Yeah. Do you want to take some of these with me?
I'm glad that we, let me stop this recording. Shoot.
And a little bit of editing.